9 in the first half and keep them at bay the entire way. They finish up the 4-game homestand with 4 straight wins, and they improve to 7 in a row here at home. Kevin Porter Jr., the motor down the stretch. Clippers get 22, 9 and 6 from James Harden, 17 from Derrick Jones Jr., 10 and 15 from Ivica Zubac, his 10th double-double. Meanwhile, for Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox had an excellent second half. He scored 25 in the second half. Sabonis with 24 points in 40 minutes. But it was the Clippers who hold Sacramento to a season-low 88 points to come away with a win. We'll step aside, and when we return, Adam Oslin's going to take over and take us the rest of the way. Clippers Talk is coming up next. 104-88. Clippers by 16 as they win their 7th straight. Add into it here on your Clippers Audio Network.
How about it, Clipper Nation? 7 straight here at Intuit Dome. They sweep the homestand. They take down the Kings, who just had 3 days off and only gave up 29 points in the first half. Unbelievable effort again. Let's go, chat. I remember this. The Clippers won this game, right? That was the Norman Powell dunk, the windmill dunk at the end.
Yeah.
What a victory. How many times have we been saying that? This team. Are you having fun yet, Clipper Nation? You're 10 and 7, 3 games above 500 without Kawhi Leonard. I'm glad they got tested late. I like the way they responded.
Big.
Mikey Lapp says Clippers putting the league on notice. Casuals beware. Hard not to love this team is right.
I gotta be on.
Sacramento.
Sorry, big bro.
Sacramento, where you at? Clippers make it 4 straight victories. They sweep the homestand here at Intuit Dome. Final score, Clippers 104, Sacramento Kings 88. The Clippers get their first in-season tournament cup victory. What a win, Clipper Nation. Welcome in. It's your post-game show. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we will have Clippers Talk. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. It is a Kings season low, scoring just 88 points so far in this ball game tonight. Impressive defense by the Clippers, who only gave up 29 of the 88 points in the first half, Carlo Jimenez. An unbelievable effort.
Unbelievable effort by a defense that clamped down, that proved they could be a top 5 defense in the NBA. You keep the turnovers number low in this one. Everybody shined. Everyone contributed. Clippers get 39 points from their bench. Their bench outscores Sacramento by 30 tonight, Adam. And the Clippers really, every time Sacramento made them run, the Clippers were able to respond with a run of their own. They made it awfully hard for this Kings team. And night after night, Adam, we just continue to get shown that this is a team that Kendrick Perkins doesn't have a lot of right takes, all right? But he did say earlier today that the Clippers are a surprise to start the season. And I think a lot of people around the league are starting to take notice. This Clipper team is a lot better than what people expected. They said it at Media Day. We should have listened to it then. They're proving it on the floor now.
Yeah, it's good to see like casuals like Kendrick Perkins start to understand this Clippers defense is for real. They made a statement tonight in the first half. I mean, that is the lowest total of any team so far this season in the NBA. 29 points is all that the Sacramento Kings could muster in the first half of this one. In the first 24 minutes, they're held to a season low 88 points. Lowest opponent scoring points by the against the Clippers since, what was this, last March 3rd of this year. That was in Minnesota, where the Clippers would snag an 89-88 victory. Once again tonight, Sacramento Kings only score 88 points, but this is a top 10 offense, and they look completely lost in the first half. Yes, they got going at some point in the second half, Carlo, but I'm still impressed by this Clippers team running through the tape late. When it was down to an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter, the Clippers had to execute. Coach Lue told him, slow it down a little bit. It was almost like Kobe against the Pacers in the NBA Finals. It's cool. I got this. We're going to be all right. And the Clippers came through and made some big shots late.
They made some huge shot late. I thought Mo Bamba hit a big-time 3. Derrick Jones Jr. was excellent today. I forget whose player to watch he was, but 17 points, 6 for 13 from the field, 4 rebounds, and a steal. Chris Dunn was a pest on the defensive end, Adam. How many passes did he break up? He had 8 rebounds. His season high was 9. 3 steals in this game. Harden, 3 steals. Terrence Mann, in limited action off the bench, was excellent down the stretch in that fourth quarter. I think he only played 9 minutes at him on the night coming into the fourth. He played 9 huge fourth quarter minutes for this Clipper team, had 5 points, hit a big 3. Look, when you shoot 23% from outside the arc, you're not expected to win a lot of games. Well, what did the Clippers do today? Dominate. They won by 16 in a game they shot 23% from outside the arc. Why? They took care of the basketball. They played fantastic defense, and everyone played well today. At some point in this game, contributed to a big-time win. What a balanced, healthy attack by this Clipper group.
They more than cut their turnovers in half after having 25 of them on Wednesday against Orlando. They finished with 12 turnovers, just 3 in the first half. And how about Kevin Porter Jr.? He got that tough reverse layup late in the third quarter. The Clippers needed it for some momentum, and then ended up with 12 points in the fourth quarter alone after he started at 0 of 7.
He was so good in that fourth quarter, Adam. Got to his spot, got downhill. When he's playing with that type of efficiency, the Clippers have a lot of more options on the offensive end. And that was what we saw in that fourth quarter, Adam. The Clippers were able to work through KPJ, and because he attracted all of that attention, all of a sudden, other guys were open throughout the entire fourth quarter, outside the arc for threes, spraying it from downtown. It was fun to watch this Clipper team work through him, and I think rightfully so. At the beginning of the season, a lot of people felt like, I don't know if this KPJ experiment's going to work, but after finally playing consistent basketball for the first time in over a year, he looks much more comfortable on the offensive end. He's playing much more efficiently. He's getting his teammates involved. He's crashing the glass. He's moving the rock. I think, Adam, with that second unit, he's been instrumental in continuing to help them play well on the offensive end.
This game felt like a microcosm of his season. A slow start, but then a strong finish. He has been getting better by the game recently. Last 10 games coming into this one, he was shooting 47%. He started 0 for 7, but big bucket after big bucket in that fourth quarter. When the Clippers backups were going up against the Sacramento Kings starters for the most part, they held their own. they played them even. That was big. It got James Harden a little bit more rest before he came back in. Chris Dunn came back in. As you mentioned, the deflections, the defensive intensity, he set the tone from the outset. Also felt like Ivica Zubac's getting that tip in late in this ball game. Once again, 15 boards for Big Zoo, another double-double with 10 and 15. A complete ball game for the Clippers, a complete team effort, and they did it again without Norman Powell, as Amir Coffey got the start and had 11 points.
Last time they beat Sacramento, Adam, Norman Powell had 31 points. I mean, he was the entire offense at times for this Clipper team. They lose Norman Powell. Sacramento is on 3 days of rest. They get back Sabonis and DeRozan, and the Clippers dominate this game as they continue this grueling stretch they're in of these 21 games in 36 days. They have not had 2 days off in a row since October 28th, 29th. And they continue to prove that despite the schedule being against them, despite Sacramento having more offensive options healthy in this game, the Clippers come away with a victory. Gutsy win, and boy, do they look comfortable at home. The Clippers have won 7 in a row at Intuit Dome. No need to tear it down, Mr. Bomber. It's working just fine.
The Sacramento Kings missed 7 free throws, by the way. Credit the wall. The Clippers hold the Kings to a season low 88 points. Clippers win 104-88. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. And now the Clippers finish the end of this month out on the road, starting with a back-to-back in Philly on Sunday. Monday in Boston will not be easy. Tip time in Philadelphia. City of Brotherly Love will be at 3 p.m. Pacific time. We'll have your pregame show starting at 2. Carlo Jimenez, great call. Safe travels, my friend.
Thank you, Adam. I will see you in Philly, where no Embiid, no Paul George. That will be interesting. Anyway, I'm excited to talk to you again. Let's go!
I recommend the cheesesteaks. Clippers post-game show continues. Coming up next, they win 104-88 here at home. Once again, 7 straight at Intuit Dome. They take down the Kings in an Emirates Cup contest. And you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, Joey. Appreciate you, man. What fourth quarter? Who? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's about right. I mean, if you want to do highlights in the third, we can do them if you got something. They were bad. What is this? Personal fouls? Opponent's personal fouls. What time are we going till, Katie? I mean, I'm cool with getting out a little bit earlier if you want. Clipper Nation, let's go. Alioune called. So he's just listening through the phone. Don't sleep on Philly. They got 3 victories. Clippers win again. They're 3 games above 500 at 10-7 after making it 7 straight victories here at Intuit Dome. They win 104-88 over the Kings. It was an Emirates Cup contest, hence the court being blue with the red border. Clippers wearing their red jerseys. They are 1-0 since bringing them back for the first time in 7 years. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Oslin. This is your Clippers post-game show. Coming up, we'll get to your complete post-game box score, but right now, second half highlights. I'm going to read you a score at the half, and this may be on Ripley's Believe It or Not. The Clippers were up 51-29. They gave up 29 points. That's it in the first half. It is the lowest total any team has given up in the NBA this season. It's the lowest the Clippers have given up in the first half since 2004. In the third quarter, though, yeah, it wasn't pretty at times. The Sacramento Kings outscored their first half total. They had 35 points in the third quarter alone and outscored the Clippers by 10. Clippers leading by 12 still heading into the fourth after a tough reverse bucket by KPJ near the end of the third quarter, and Kevin Porter Jr. stayed hot in the fourth. Carlo Jimenez on the call. The Clippers outscored the Sacramento Kings 28-24 in that fourth quarter, thanks to 12 points from KPJ alone, helping carry them home once again here at Intuit Dome as everyone's going home with a smile on their face. That was a member of Clipper Nation. Congratulations again to the wall. You had the Sacramento Kings going 17 of 24 from the free throw line. They missed 7. 7 is the number of the night, I guess. This Clippers team has won 7 straight here at Intuit Dome. They win 104-88 over the Sacramento Kings. They're heading out on the road. More on that in your final box score coming up next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Hat in the bat on 6'4" Paula. 6'9", so I could get with Lee Yoshi because you don't know me, but Yoshi's really fine. You know, I see her all the time everywhere I go. Even in my dreams, I could see my. Sorry, chat. Had to give a bro hug to Carlo. Not going to see him for, I don't know, 2 weeks. What a victory, Clipper Nation. Season low in points for the Sacramento Kings. Clippers went perfect from the free throw line, by the way. 16 of 16. Last perfect free throw game happened last April at Phoenix. They were just 11 of 11. So the wall fueling them to hit theirs. Meanwhile, the Sacramento Kings 17 and 24. Steve Ballmer's a genius. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox was getting a lot of calls in that fourth quarter. Exaggerating contact often. He had 25 in the second half, which means he had 4 points in the first half. He and Sabonis combined for 26 points in the third quarter. They outscored the Clippers by themselves. But the Clippers did their damn thing. Big Bro wasn't worried. This man was not shook, unmoved. Clippers win 104-88. here at Intuit Dome. 7th straight victory in your new home, your first home, Clipper Nation. Pat yourself on the back if you were here making noise. It affected the Sacramento Kings, who missed 7 free throws. Remember, the Golden State Warriors missed 10 just a couple of games ago. It's working. Steve Ballmer's a genius. Clippers win again. They hold the Sacramento Kings to their lowest point total on the season. Fewest amount of points a team has scored against the Clippers since last year. That was back on March 3rd. Clippers were in Minnesota. They won 89-88. That was the Norman Powell windmill dunk to secure it for the Clippers, where his teammates were like, no, it's too close of a game for that late. No Norman Powell in this one. We'll be traveling with them out on the road as they head to Philly. Tip time for that game Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific. Amir Coffey gets the start. Played well, 11 points, 5 of 9 shooting. Derrick Jones Jr., Carlo Jimenez's player to watch. I'll give it to him. 17 points, 6 of 13. Got downhill, got some easy ones, even though he missed from distance. Overall, efficient out there. Ivica Zubac, that stretch in the third quarter, I was a little bit concerned for this reason. He plays 8 minutes in the third quarter. The Kings are making their run. And Ivica Zubac didn't get one shot up in the third quarter. Unless my box score is just wrong. I'm going to double check on that because this screen may be frozen over here. He still finished with 10 and 15 in the game. Big Zoo with the double-double. Chris Dunn set the tone. The deflections, a couple steals in the first couple of minutes. And the Clippers held them to 12 points in the first quarter. Unreal, the defensive effort. Was Sacramento rusty? Rest leading to rust? They had 3 days off. I'm going to credit the Clippers defense. They've been like that. They've been that good. Kevin Porter Jr. was that good. Speaking of 12, he had 12 of his 14 points in the fourth quarter. The Clippers needed all of them. I was really proud of his performance because he started 0 of 7. So that means, he hit 7 of his next 9 to finish the game. Mo Bamba, great minutes from him. I know he got into foul trouble, but the hustle, knocked down a three-pointer, had 8 boards in his 16 minutes, 6 points. I like Mo Bamba with a motor who looks motivated out there. That's all they need from him. Just about 12 to 15 minutes a night. Nico Batum, another fantastic game. 3 3-pointers. Terrence Mann found him early in the fourth quarter on a kickout. Nico Batum looks good the last couple of games. Some people were saying, Nico, it doesn't look right. Yeah, y'all sleeping. Jordan Miller got 5 points in 13 minutes. Got a bad foul, an offensive foul, what was basically a slip screen. They said he pushed off of De'Aaron Fox, who got a few calls in the fourth quarter to no avail. Clippers win anyways. They only turned the ball over 12 times. They had 56 points in the paint. They had 16 second chance points, 16 fast break points. Both those totals, both those numbers better than the Sacramento Kings. And they outscored the Kings 39-9 in bench scoring. Take that for data. Clippers have won 7 in a row here at the Dome, 4 in a row overall. They're heading out on the road. Tip time in Philly. No Paul George in that game, unfortunately. We'll keep you updated on the Clippers talk side on whether Joel Embiid will be available. They only got 3 wins on the season, but a big game. Pre-game starts at 2 right back here on Sunday. Outside of Los Angeles, we are leaving you until then. But coming up next, here on AM 570 LA Sports and on the YouTube Live side, we got Clippers talk. Yeah, this is a great point by, who do we got here? Capra. The amount of double teams the Kings were sending at James Harden the fourth, yes, like every team has. But the Clippers actually executed better out of that. When the game got tight, when it was down to, I believe, an 8-point game, let me double check on that. We're all about accuracy here. The Clippers had to execute late. I was glad they got pushed. I was glad they got tested a little bit late. That will help them. It was 96-88 with 2:46 left after that Domantas Sabonis throwdown. They blitz James Harden with the trap with the double team. He gets it to Derrick Jones Jr. in the short roll. He pulls up for the little push shot floater. Clippers back up by 10. Huge, huge shot. They blitz Harden again. This time, Derrick Jones Jr. missed a three. Still a 10-point game. Murray missed a wide open three, and then KPJ got the floater to put him up 12. Harden fall away, up 14. It was over, baby. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Derrick Jones Jr. would have a two-pointer to put him up 104-88. Late game execution is the name of the game. Embiid is out for Sunday already? Is that true? I know he was out today, but is he out on Sunday? Has that already been reported? Who's on hold again, Katie? Who is it, though? Alioun, yeah. Clippers are victorious. They win 104-88 over the Sacramento Kings. They win and make it their 7th straight victory here at Intuit Dome. I'm Adam Osland. Welcome into Clippers Talk. Coming up, I believe we have Will Updike coming on from Clips and Dip. He called his shot earlier today. I said, Chuck, Will, who's coming on with me later tonight? So, Will Updike said, I'm in. I guess that means it was going to be a Clippers victory. It was. Chuck joked that I guess I got to start gambling and betting because if Will Updike says he's in, that means it's got to be a Clippers victory. He only comes on after Clippers win. So we'll have some clips and double dip for you after another spectacular victory by your Los Angeles Clippers, who did it on the defensive end with really a historic performance in the first half. You hold a team to 29 points in this day and age, a top 10 offense, an offense that was ranked 6th coming into this game, the Sacramento Kings, and you hold them to 29 points. 29. 24 minutes in. That's unimaginable in today's NBA. Unfathomable. That never happens. In fact, it's the lowest first half by any team so far this season. Any team in a game. Clippers did it. The defense is legit. It's elite. It's like that. We've been talking about it, and guess what? They don't even have Kawhi Leonard yet. A 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. That's scary. Hashtag JVG for MVP. I've been saying it since, I don't know, game 2. Jeff Van Gundy has these guys locked in, focused, and creating a suffocating defense out there each and every night, each and every possession tonight. I know Sactown got it together in the third quarter, but this was something where the Clippers were so good on the defensive end to start things off, first 24 minutes. It put the Kings in such a hole. They were completely out of rhythm. And they looked like a team maybe that had been off for 3 days straight. Maybe it wasn't just the Clippers defense, but you want to talk about a culture shock. You get back to playing basketball after being off for 3 days, and you got to go up against this defense? That's a problem. And the Clippers have been creating a lot of them. Unbelievable performance. I'm telling you, one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. Near perfect defense in the first half. Sactown missed some shots. They missed some looks. The Clippers made decisions, who to guard, who to leave wide open. It worked in their favor. You got to have a little bit of luck to hold a team to 29 points in the first half, but the Kings were seeing ghosts because the Clippers were everywhere defensively. So even when they were open, I don't think they felt like they were because the possession earlier they weren't. There's that residual effect when you're playing that well defensively, when you're scrambling, when you're rotating, when you're playing 5 guys on a string. I am so proud of this group. They're 10-7, 3 games above 500 without Kawhi Leonard. And they cut the turnovers in half. More than just half. They had 25 Wednesday night against Orlando, just 12 tonight. 3 of them in the first half, 9 in the second half. They weren't as sound. But I always say 12 turnovers or less, that's a really good night. That's taking care of the basketball. The Kings were actually better in that area. They were only turning it over, I think, just over 13 times per game. But the Clippers outperformed them there. And they generated 15 turnovers by Sacramento. Clippers go perfect at the free throw line, 16 of 16. The Kings, 17 of 24. Pat yourself on the back, Clipper Nation. The Wall especially. You guys were loud. It was deafening. And it affected Sacramento just like it affected the Golden State Warriors. I know this ain't the green monster, but Steve Ballmer has created a monster with this idea. A bring the mother bleeping ruckus type of wall, college atmosphere here. That, yeah, is effective, is working. Safe harbor hours, I could say that. Shout out Wu-Tang. All of them. Clippers win 104-88 here at Intuit Dome. Chat, what's up? G-Master is saying, this is our year. I told you. Okay. We're 17 games in. There is a lot to be determined here. They're 3 games over 500. They're exceeding expectations. The defense is for real. And the offense, if they just, this to me is what can happen if you just don't turn the basketball over. Wins like this. Because the Clippers didn't shoot it well. They didn't. This wasn't some night where the Clippers were hitting everything and the Kings were just cold and the Clippers weren't turning it over. No. They weren't turning it over, but they weren't hitting shots. They shot 41%. They went 10 of 42 from 3. They got timely buckets. But this wasn't some perfect offensive performance that's an outlier that you can just throw away. No, this is a game that was muddied up with both offenses looking inept. But the Clippers' defense was so much better. It took care of the ball with just 3 turnovers in the first half. They were so brilliant there that they outshined Sactown. And even though it got a little tight late after the Clippers led by as many as 25, 8-point game with about 3 minutes left. 96-88 with 2:46 left after a Sabonis throwdown. The Clippers executed. They didn't turn the ball over and over and over again like we had seen. All right, you want to blitz James Harden? You want to bring the double team, get the basketball out of his hands? He'll find Derrick Jones Jr. in the short roll, and he'll make plays. Justin Rousseau has talked about the growth of DJ in the short roll. He brought this up, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, and how he's being used more there. It hasn't always been pretty. It paid off tonight. He's getting even better. He got in the short roll, made a good decision, got the floater to go. Kevin Porter Jr., he gets a float goat shot, and KPJ with 12 of his 14 points in the fourth quarter was necessary and turned around a bad game where he started 0 for 7. Finished 7 for his last 9. 7 of 16. 14 points, 6 boards, 2 assists. I thought he had some really nice passes early on. Thought he had a really nice defensive play too. What quarter was that? I want to make sure I highlight this because I know a lot of people were like, oh, he's 0 of 7, take him out. The defense on Murray to end the first quarter from him. Lockdown stuff. But he was missing everything. And eventually, he shot himself out of it. That's confidence. That's believing in your game. Said it post-game, but this game from Kevin Porter Jr. has felt like a microcosm of a season. Start slow, finish strong. After the first 6 games coming into this one, he's been shooting 47% from the field. Tonight, starts 0 of 7. What is 7 of 16 from the field goal percentage wise? I don't know if it's 47%. It's 44%. But the timely buckets. Big fourth quarter shots when they needed them. Tough jumper early in the fourth. One-legged floater got him up 16. A couple possessions later. A Hezzy layup. He's missing threes still. But he had another play where he probed the defense and got a floater. Kept the Clippers up by around 15. Got down to 8. Coach Lou said, we're all right. Slow it down. Run your offense. And they ended up running through the tape and winning by 16. I like this type of victory for Los Angeles Clippers. That level of defense and missed shots and cold shooting from Sacramento was not sustainable. Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox outscored the Clippers as a team by themselves in the third quarter. After only scoring 29 points in the first half, those two had 26 of their 35 points in the third. The Clippers only had 25 points in the third quarter. We knew they were going to make a run. Basically a top 5 offense, which they've been for years now. They're good. They're really good. Sabonis was back. DeMar DeRozan was back. He couldn't hit a 3, but he got to the free throw line. Only went 4 of 8. 6 of 19 overall. But Sabonis and Fox started to pick it up. I think De'Aaron Fox had 25 points in the second half. He can do that. They can catch fire. The Clippers answered with enough shots. Clippers win 7 straight here at Intuit Dome. Final score 104-88 over the Sacramento Kings. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll get back to your phone calls. If anybody in the chat wants to call in, since I know you guys just like hiding here anonymously, you can still just give a fake name when you call in. I mean, it's not a big deal. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570. Seymour Butts, you're up next. I'm Adam Oslin, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network and AM 570 LA Sports. Taking calls next. What up, chat? The swell's like the supporter section, the lower section of the wall. So they call it the swell, I guess. While they're making waves and causing missed free throws. I don't know how many rows is the swell in the wall? How many rows does that make up? That supporter section there. And correct me if I'm wrong on that. Like I don't often give timeouts on the air. I can't really control that, guys. So the chat is different. On the air, I give you a lot more leeway. What's up, JC? Beast Wars. Yeah, you could get. Katie Newton has full discretion when it comes to what happens with your phone calls. Say a bad word, you're done. The FCC kicks in the front door. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll keep going here. Yeah, not now, but the next segment. ESPN today was talking about the Clippers. No way. How many games in a row are we going to win it Intuit Dome? 7. 4 straight wins overall. Clippers 104, Kings 88 is your final. In an Intuit Dome Cup affair here on a Friday night, Clippers 1-1 so far in their Group A play. In the Emirates Cup, I'm Adam Oslin. Welcome back in. This is Clippers Talk. 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. Let's see what we got here. Chat, what's up? 13 rows in the swell. We were talking about it off air on the YouTube live side, but wondering how many rows there were in the swell. And that is the supporters section. Is that true? The section that caused the Sacramento Kings to go 17 of 24 from the free throw line. Kings look downright rattled going against the wall in the first half. Let's not even talk about just the free throws that were missed. The wall and them having to shoot against that basket, they're lucky they didn't have to do it in the second half too. Overall in the first half, the Kings shot 10 of 41 from the field, 24%, 2 of 17 from 3, 7 of 11 from the free throw line. They were completely out of sorts, discombobulated, wrecked. Clipper Nation, I'd say stand up, but I know everybody in the wall already was. Pat yourself on the back. Fabulous job. All 4 games. Every game so far here at Intuit Dome, where the Clippers are establishing that home court advantage. All right, what's happening in the chat here? What are we talking about, guys? All I saw was Beast Wars. Don't get me talking about Cheetor or any of those guys. Jay said, I guess some people are having trouble calling when you're in Egypt. 866-987-2570. What's up, Gonza Talks? 866-987-2570 is the phone number. If you'd like to call in, I don't know how you do that internationally. Is Sprint still a thing? Can you call collect? Does that stuff work? Miss Shakes is in here, said, yeah, they looked all over the place. They were not ready for us. Sacramento was shook. They were. I'm interested to hear what they'll say post-game, because I think that was jarring for them. There hasn't been an arena in the league like this before. God bless Steve Ballmer. James Harden did say this post-game. I don't know if this is an update. I guess it is. James Harden said, quote, this comes from La Murray of The Athletic, quote, Kawhi is going to be ready when Kawhi is ready. Maybe that's what I'll just say from now on when people ask me about Kawhi. It's like, Kawhi will be ready when Kawhi is ready. Hopefully sooner than later. But this Clippers team is playing great. They haven't had Norman Powell the last 2 games. Doesn't matter. And yes, they are undefeated in the Mo Bamba era of Clippers basketball. 4-0. He started off as a Clipper on this homestand. How did everybody feel about the red jerseys? Because I kind of want to see them more often after a win like this, right? I don't believe in good luck charms and jinxes and fate and kismet and all these things, but I like this jersey. And I don't know, they played well on them. Sometimes look good, feel good, play good. I think Dion coined that. But the Clippers are going out on the road now. Are they taking the red jerseys with them? First game in Philadelphia on Sunday. No Paul George. Sounds like no Joel Embiid. Clippers versus Tyrese Maxey, who got hurt here at Intuit Dome against the Clippers with that hamstring injury. He's been back the last couple of games. They won tonight over Brooklyn. People talking about the red jerseys saying, I love the red jerseys. Larissa. We got Stump in the chat saying, I love the red jerseys. Ross said, like the red jerseys. Didn't love it. Isn't that the order at Cold Stone? Do you like it or do you love it? If you love it, you get a bigger order. This is, yeah, not exactly a polarizing jersey. Everybody at least likes them. Most love them. Red is back for the first time since the 2016-2017 season. Had the Kings seeing red. Oh, they were angry. Challenging calls. DeMar DeRozan with the technical. They didn't like that feisty brand of basketball by the Clippers. I think it's a culture shock. Nobody else was playing defense like this. Nobody else is swarming you like this. So you get into a game against them, you're just unprepared for it. It is difficult to settle into a ball game. Eventually, they got it going in the third quarter. Maybe the Clippers took their foot off the gas a little bit. I think the Clippers were also due, or excuse me, the Kings were also due to shoot better. The Clippers defense wasn't going to hold up or hold a team to 29 points in the second half as well. Larissa said, I really like the red jersey. Okay. Something in between 11 I like. Ross said, LOL. Okay. I loved it. There we go. There we go. I love them. Are they on sale yet? Do you guys know? I'm interested to know. Just a guy looking for a red Ivica Zubac jersey. Tio Ramirez said, no PG-13. Yep, he's injured. He will not be playing on Sunday. He re-aggravated, same injury, hyperextended the left knee, which is now the third time that has happened in the last 2 years, but twice now, going back to the preseason with Philadelphia, and then a couple of games ago in the regular season. It is unfortunate. Stump said James Harden took too many threes that bothered me. Well, the threes have not been falling for him. Another inefficient night. Doesn't matter. 5 of 18, 2 of 10 from 3, but James Harden was making plays late. There is a reason for anyone who wants to hate on James Harden. Why is it that teams double, blitz, trap him, and do everything they can to get the ball out of his hands? It's almost like they know how talented he is. And he still had 9 assists, 4 turnovers. Led them in the plus minus, was a plus 14 in his 36 minutes. Derek Jones Jr., Carlo Jimenez's player to watch, 17 points. Big Zoo with 10 and 15. Here's what I didn't like, though. I want to say, and I'm going to double check this right now, but Ivica Zubac did not get up a shot in the third quarter in 8 minutes when the Sacramento Kings were making a big run. I didn't like the shot selection or the process by the Clippers offensively in that third quarter. If I'm going to nitpick something, it's that. Because they were taking a lot of jumpers, a lot of threes. Some of them were open fine, but they were getting 0 easy looks. And Ivica Zubac did not attempt a shot in the third in 8 minutes. He came into the third 4 of 6 from the field. He left the third 4 of 6 from the field. That just can't happen. That's Zoo malpractice. I can't take it. When you have a guy that can get you easy buckets and you're struggling that much offensively, you got to give him the damn ball. You have to. DeRozan, Fox, and Sabonis combined for 69 points. The rest of the Kings, 19 points total. Murray had 10. They got destroyed when it came to bench scoring. The Clippers outscored them by 30, 39-9 when it came to bench scoring. They outscored them by 20 in points in the paint, 56-36. Clips only 12 turnovers tonight after 25 on Wednesday. Only 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter, though. I like seeing that. So they had, 5 in the third quarter? Season high 13 steals. They got an 11-3 record under Coach Lou when they get 13 or more steals in games. Season high 13 steals. It felt like more. The deflections that were coming in the first quarter created by Chris Dunn, just insane stuff. Honestly, he is a all-world defensive specialist. I would say all-NBA first team. Hold up the finger like Patrick Beverley used to when he wanted to let everyone know. I think you should start doing that. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll have Will Updike on from Clips and Dip. I'm Adam Moslin. Clippers win over the Sacramento Kings. Here's a stat. This just came from Carlo Jimenez from StatMuse. Harden tonight with 22, 5, 8 assists, 3 steals. Only Cade Cunningham has more 10, 5, and 5 games so far this season. Clippers win 104-88 over the Kings. And you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. If you don't mind. No, I just saw it. I missed it. A jilted caller. Well, don't let the door hit you on the... So the 29 points scored in the first half, that's the lowest total that the Clippers have given up since 2004. But it's also the lowest total given up out of any NBA game so far this season. A team only scoring 29 points in the first half. Interesting. I didn't know this, Mark. Is that true? Gonna need to double source it. T-Man did have some nice plays out there. He had that kick out on the drive and kick to Batum for a three-pointer in the fourth quarter. Batum with 3 threes again. Put him up 17. I called that a St. Nick three. It was a big one. What's interesting to me is the Clippers have been playing Harden next to Chris Dunn next to KPJ. So you really have 3 guys that can play make out there on the floor together. I like that. Cool, cool. Yeah, but is he going to come on the stream? Do we have one more break? What time we getting out? Oh, I thought you wanted to get out earlier. Never mind then. Clippers win 104-88 over the Sacramento Kings. Here at Intuit Dome, I'm Adam Oslin. Welcome back in. This is the official post-game show of your Los Angeles Clippers. It's Clippers Talk. Still to come, we'll get to some phone calls here. In fact, we'll get to somebody on the super secret celebrity hotline right now. You hear the music. The Clippers won. You know what that means. Big Will Updike is in effect tonight after the Clippers get another victory here at Intuit Dome. Make it 7 straight. Will, you called your shot earlier today. You said you were coming on tonight. You might as well have just said the Clippers were going to win, right? This is our year, and there was never a doubt coming into this one that the Clippers are going to win. I can't disagree with that. It did not look like it was not our year tonight. Will, what were you most impressed with? Because I don't know if I've ever seen a 29-point first half by a team before. Like I know it's happened. I know it's happened against this Clippers defense. They've been good, but I don't know how much of it was Sacramento missing shots combined with the Clippers defense. I want to say it was all the Clippers, but I think that would be disingenuous, or I think that would be an exaggeration at least. I still, though, think that when teams come in here, especially at Intuit Dome, there's just a real culture shock going on. Like, they aren't used to a wall. They aren't used to a swarming defense like this. They see, the roster of the Clippers, and they're probably not expecting this level of defense, and it almost throws them off, I think. Yeah, I really like what we've seen from Mo Bamba so far. I know he had 5 fouls, but he started the second quarter with an offensive rebound and got it to Batum for a three-pointer. That happened a couple times. Zubats also had an offensive rebound that ended up in a made 3. They were creating some extra possessions out there, but the energy Mo Bamba is providing, the knock on him has always been motor. So far, so good in that area with the Clippers.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I also felt like there were some teaching moments late that actually worked out in the Clippers' favor. I know some people would just want to see them blow them out by 25, and that would be great. And it's a cup game, and point differential matters. But I think it was good they got it down to 8 points, Sacramento, and the Clippers actually had to out execute late, and they weren't turning the basketball over, and they were handling the blitzes coming at James Harden much better. And they pulled through and I think scored like 8 straight points or something like that to win by 16. That execution was solid when it had to be. Hmm. Yeah, I like the way you put that. Big Will saying this is as comfortable as a win can look with this team. It makes sense to me. What did you make of the performance by Kevin Porter Jr., who started out 0 for 7? He had a couple of nice assists and a nice defensive play, but he couldn't hit anything. And then he had 12 points in the fourth quarter alone. I feel like that's his season right now. The ups and downs, but also the slow start. And he's been coming along over the last 10 or so games now. He has played better. Yeah, I agree. The consistency has to be better than it has been. The fourth quarter, though, was at least encouraging. He hit a ton of big shots for them. They didn't have much going. He could create a little bit there. I think that's why Coach Lou, that lineup of him next to James Harden, next to Chris Dunn, I like it because you got 3 playmakers out there, 3 guys that can legit pass a little bit, and 2 of them can create for themselves. That's something we've seen over the last week or so.
Kind of defend up, which I like as well. So it definitely is an interesting lineup. I don't know that it would be a go-to for me, but it's something I would like to see more of a sample size of for sure.
My bad, Will. I just saw you on the video side. I put you in now. Will is here now on the video side. Clippers win 104-88 here at Intuit Dome over the Sacramento Kings. So, how greedy can we get right now with this team, Will? Considering they're 3 games over 500, they're 10-7. It's their year. I guess you can get greedy, but a tough road trip. They're going to finish out this month on the road. What do you want to see over the next couple? Are you happy with the split in Philly and then in Boston on Monday, Monday games?
It just depends on what the split looks like. I think the more disappointing outcome is this Philly game has all the trappings of your traditional trap game, right? All the stars are out. They're coming off momentum right now. The Clippers. Sixers real desperate for a win. Not a lot to look forward to there. So this to me has all the meanings of a trap game. If we put that one away easily, I could live with a split against Boston for sure. But this team shows up for big matchups, and I'm trying to remember, like over the 2-1-3 era, maybe even dating back a couple years before, I feel like those two teams, like Boston and the Clippers, have not really had a bad matchup.
It feels like that, yeah.
It's always fireworks. It's always an exciting game.
Yeah, and even when the Clippers blew them out like they did last season, that was exciting for me at least. I don't know how Boston felt about it, but
I was having fun.
Last one for you here, Will. This team being 3 games above 500 without Kawhi Leonard. Like everybody keeps
without Norm Powell.
Without Norman Powell tonight, without Norman Powell the last 2 games, like who's the MVP of this team so far?
Man, that's so tough to me because part of me, I think it's still got to be James Harden. It's got to be James Harden for what he's doing. I know that the efficiency hasn't been there, but the minutes load that he's playing, initiating everything, it's so huge. But there's been so many guys. Like it's easy. It would be easy for me to say Zubac just because of the step forward that he had to take, and he did take. I mean, and Norm obviously he's not playing right now, but you could tell me any one of those guys was your MVP, and I couldn't fault you for it. They're all MVPs, pal.
A lot of people, of course, they're saying Jeff Van Gundy. I guess when you have a team that collectively is coming together like this, there's not one guy.
You said MVP. That's player. That implies player. So Van Gundy, get out of here with your Van Gundy talk.
I mean, Jeff Van Gundy back in the day, big time. All right, he is Big Will Updike from Clips and Dip. This has been another episode of Clips and Double Dip here on Clippers Talk. Will, thanks for coming on late night here after the Clippers' big victory over Sacramento.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. Hopefully 2 more. Hopefully we got 2 more coming up on the road here.
Let's go. Final segment coming up next before we get out at the top of the hour. Clippers win 104-88 over the Sacramento Kings here at Into a Dome. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to AM 570 LA Sports. Is anybody there, Katie? All right. Man, that's so true. Derrick Jones Jr. was awesome getting downhill. He had a block on Keegan Murray on a run out and then had a layup in transition back the other way at the very beginning of the game. He had an and one over Sabonis where he had some bad intentions. A second quarter layup on a long run out and an outlet pass from Harden. And then one of the biggest plays of the game, 8-point game, they blitz Harden. He gets the ball in the short roll, gets the floater to go. Awesome, awesome game from Derrick Jones Jr. Can't say enough. Chat, were you able to hear Will at the end once I brought up the video? I'm curious. Clippers fans are F1 fans? Chat, could you hear Will once I brought up the video? I'm curious. Okay. Good to know, Jay. We're figuring this technology thing out little by little. What is this? Game 17? We're all right. We're not as good as the Clippers with the technology stuff as they are on the basketball court at 10-7 without Kawhi. Well, chat, you're not going to be able to hear Mitch and your Belinda here, but I'll transcribe. Clippers win by 16 over the Kings. in an in-season tournament game. Look at this beautiful blue court. I know at times if you ain't got a nice 4K television, it may not translate so well, but you love it in person, and Clipper Nation was here. They showed up in a big way, especially at the wall, just wrecking Sacramento's free throw shooting. Oh, they're the best free throw shooting team in the league when it comes to free throws percentage, and they went 7 of 24. I'm Adam Oslin. This is Clippers Talk, final segment here. Mitch and Yorba Linda. Mitch, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Oslin. Mitch and Yorba Linda saying Kawhi is the MVP for not playing right now and letting these guys figure it out. I think he's was being serious and not sarcastic, because he knows when Kawhi comes back, they're going to be that much better because guys have gotten experience and more run out there. Do we have Jose and Southgate, Katie? Jose and Southgate, who I think has been in the chat. Jose, what's up? You're on Clippers Talk with Adam Oslin. Thank you, Jose. Oh, that was a good way to close out this homestand. A little Let's Go Clippers chat by Jose and Southgate and his little one in the car, leaving the ball game victorious. Clippers 104, Kings 88. Just saw this post game from Domantas Sabonis. He said, quote, on Ivica Zubac, last year he was tough. This year, he's even tougher. I still feel like there was a missed opportunity to stem the tide by going to Ivica Zubac in that third quarter. But the backups did their thing. Mo Bamba was shot out of a cannon, played with a ton of energy. And for them to play even to start the fourth quarter, where they led by 12, heading into the fourth, all second unit guys in there for the Clippers, and they played the Kings starters even. By the time James Harden came back in, it was still a 12-point lead. That was really impressive to me. That might have been the run that saved the game for this Clippers team, if I'm being honest, to start that fourth quarter. Because immediately De'Aaron Fox got to the free throw line, but then Terrence Mann, big layup off a KPJ assist, and then 2 jump shots by Kevin Porter Jr. A Nico Batum big 3, a KPJ layup, the Hezzy layup. Critical buckets there. Kevin Porter Jr. with 3 of them in the first, 2 minutes, just about 2.5 minutes of the fourth quarter. I think that might have saved the game for the Clippers, because it could have been down to a 6-point game by the time James Harden was rested and ready to come back in. I do want to see the advanced ratings before we get out of here and see if they changed at all. Clippers are still 24th offensively, but defensively, they move up to 5th after this game. The Sacramento Kings, offensively, they were 6th heading into the game. Ooh, they dropped to 9th after that Clippers defensive performance. Clippers win 104-88. They made it 7 straight victories here at Intuit Dome, 4 straight overall. They're heading out on the road, long road trip. Going to finish off the month on the road, starting in Philadelphia. Tip time. Clippers and Sixers from Philly, man, is at 3 p.m. on Sunday. Pre-game show at 2. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization, Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez on the call, Katie Newton, our producer, back in the bank, head engineer, Big Brother Jake Warner. I'm Adam Oslin. We'll talk to you on Sunday.